everybody, it's Kiwi from comiXology, and this is 20 Questions with Dan Slott.
Hey.
So let's start. What is your favorite New York Comic Con memory?
Oh, my favorite New York Comic Con memory. Wow, it's all a blur. Gosh.
How many is this for you now?
Way too many. Oh, I know. We were up on stage doing Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And Joe Quesada, offered someone, hey, do you want a hug from Dan Slott?
Really?
Like, you would never do that to a female employee.
No.
But for somehow me and my teddy bear-shaped physique, it's okay to pimp me for hugs. And then people kept coming up and
being like, can I have a hug?
Complete strangers hugging me on stage because I'm so huggable.
Oh.
Yes. And you'd think that wouldn't happen in New York City. We don't put
crave
up.
Hugs.
No.
But maybe we do.
Inner hugs.
Yes.
Mental hugs. Mental hugs is like mugging. I'm
mugging.
New York City.
What is your all-time favorite episode of Doctor Who?
Oh man, this is gonna sound weird. It's Day of the Doctor.
Okay.
Which is all of them together, and it's like one you shouldn't start someone with because it has so much Doctor Who continuity into it. So, but my gateway Doctor Who, like if it's someone I think they won't give it a fair chance, I'll get them to watch Blink.
Okay, yes,
and if it's someone who will give it a fair chance, Girl in the Fireplace. It's
awesome.
got aliens and time travel and space travel.
What else
and
did you
cool
want?
Companions and awesome monsters all in one episode. French people.
Not the French people, of course.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory working on Spider-Man?
Oh man. Either I did a panel with Stan Lee and he gave me a hug. So it comes full circle.
Oh my God, this is like a very huggable convention for you.
It's come like I didn't even ask for it, and I got a hug from Stan Lee. So you're like, oh. I've had so many great memories working on Spider-Man. It's hard to single them out. Sometimes where you meet like a fan, who's just really into the book. Sometimes like hanging out with creators, because I grew up reading their Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So there's one time where Jerry Conway and I were invited to Amazing Spider-Man 2 premiere.
Oh, nice.
And
Did you get to meet them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Jerry Conway and I were just kind of like hanging out, and it's this really loud party with lights everywhere and famous celebrities.
Yeah.
It was kind of overwhelming. And Jerry Conway is like, you want to meet up tomorrow for like breakfast? And I'm like, yes, Jerry Conway. And the next day, I'm getting pancakes with Jerry Conway, and like we're just like dishing about Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it was awesome. So stuff like that, where like there's so much, and then working on the book with so many talented creators, it's hard to pick. It was a fifth of my life.
A lot of really good
memories. A fifth of my life,
yes,
Kiwi.
I know. All right, so you have a stunning beard. Do you have any specialty beard products that you use to make it this beautiful?
Yes, I do. The reason the beard is the way it is.
Yes.
One, genetics. That if
you're very lucky. You're a lucky man.
If I don't shave, it just appears. And when I was working on Amazing Spider-Man 700. When I was working on 700, I had stopped shaving. I had kind of like gone into I was just working on it all the time and like, oh, I can't screw. No.
How long did it get?
It just was like growing out. And I went into Marvel right after I turned it in, and Axel Alonso, who was the editor-in-chief, and he never called me into his office before. He'd seen me at meetings and we'd talk, and he went, Slott, come into my office. And I'm like, what did I do?
Oh, no.
What did I do? And I go in the office, he closes the door, and he goes, keep the beard. And I go, this isn't a beard, I just stopped shaving. It was like, really. And he's like, you have a baby face, no one respects you, this is a good look for you. This is a good look for you, keep the beard. And then later on, we were at one of these Marvel screeners, and I had brought for my +1 my nephew, and I take him to, I'm introducing him to people, and I introduced him to Axel Alonso and his wife, and it was nice. And we're walking away, and my hearing is creepy good, and I hear Axel lean over to his wife and say, "See that beard?" I got him to grow that beard. It looks good, doesn't it?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's the secret. Get your editor-in-chief to force you to keep a beard.
You have to. So back in the day, you wrote
Back in the day.
Ren Stimpy, a Ren and Stimpy comic.
I did. I started the Ren and Stimpy comic.
That's amazing. What is your favorite episode of Ren and Stimpy? Do you have one?
My favorite episode of Ren and Stimpy. That would definitely be the one, the Powder Toast Man episode.
Nice.
Cling tenaciously to my buttocks.
Mine is Space Madness.
Space Madness
so
is good.
Oh my god.
Oh, the Happy Happy Joy one. Stimpy's Invention's really good.
Honestly, I feel so lucky growing up with that. Like the kids these days, like what do they have?
What do they have?
Nothing.
Only everything.
That's
PlayStation
true.
4.
Phones when they're 6.
better Halloween costumes than we ever had.
So true.
Oh
like,
my
you're
god.
This sack. You're a ghost now.
VR, like virtual reality PS4 goggles.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, kids. Oh, they don't know what they were missing.
They don't know what they're missing.
Yeah. Now they don't even need vaccinations, I hear.
I can't.
We had to get hit by needles, man.
Yeah.
Now we can ignore science. We can do whatever we want.
Whatever we want. There's no rules.
There's no rules. It's chaos. It's madness.
So you live in New York. What's your favorite thing about New York? What's your least favorite thing about New York?
Wow. My favorite thing about New York is you don't need a car.
That is amazing.
You can go hop on a bus, hop on a subway. You do not need to own a car. You can go anywhere you want in the world's greatest city.
You're right.
And nothing ever closes. If you want an empanada at like 2 in the morning, I know a place. We all know a place.
We do.
You can just get whatever you want. You go to any other city, you go to like Seattle, there's coffee everywhere. They pump you full of caffeine and they shut the city down at 10. So you're all just wired and you're like, what? And you're like, I want a burger. I want a taco. Well, I can't get anything.
Nothing.
It
is kind
New
of
York.
crazy.
And what do I dislike about New York? The tourists, because we're awesome in New York. You have to bring badness into New York. We are just like this wonderful city full of immigrants and awesomeness.
Yes.
We're just the...
And then they come.
Yes, and then they come with their cameras and their, ooh, I want to see the Guggenheim. Let's go to a Broadway show.
Let's go to Macy's.
Let's go to Macy's.
If you had all the gadgets Tony Stark had,
yes,
what would you invent? Or what would you build? Is there like something cool that you would want to build?
The thing I want most in my Tony Stark dream house is I would like a slide at the edge of my bed that activates and takes me down into the inset pool, like on the indoor pool. Yeah. So you could wake up out of bed, you could just kind of go, I'll go for a swim, and then just go right into the indoor pool. That would be awesome. I want that in my Tony Stark mansion more than anything. More than like a talking Jarvis. More than
a slide would be
give me
really
that.
Awesome.
Slide into a pool.
Slide pool.
When you
pool
wake
slide.
up. The only problem is if you get up in the middle of the night to pee and you suddenly go, oh my God, the pool! I forgot I left the slide on.
If you had a couple of drinks, you're like, I'm
in the pool.
She-Hulk is coming to Disney Plus. Is there something specific you want to see or
Awesome Andy? I want Awesome Andy in the She-Hulk show. I want the big lumbering Awesome Andy with the chalkboard in the She-Hulk show.
Yes.
Along with the superhero law, I want Awesome Andy. And I want them to cast the actress as Jennifer.
Yes.
Not She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Don't go the other way around.
Right.
You don't cast like some Arnold Schwarzenegger type as the Hulk.
Correct.
You cast Mark Ruffalo.
Right.
You start with the alter ego.
Right. What's your biggest regret? This is kind of like a sad one.
My biggest regret? My biggest regret.
Yeah.
Oh man. My biggest regret. I ended up writing comics for Marvel. This is pretty hard. Biggest regret.
Maybe you don't have one.
I don't know. I have no idea. Life's pretty good.
Yeah.
Life's pretty awesome.
You're doing good stuff.
I wrote Spider-Man for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing well.
Now I'm writing the other book I want to write, Fantastic Four.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Big regrets. Big regrets. No.
None.
No.
All right.
I regret nothing.
No regrets, literally. So there's a big debate here in the city. Where can you get the best slice of pizza?
I'm gonna be getting ejected from New York. Lou Malnati's in Chicago. I just got kicked out of my apartment right now.
Yes, you did.
I just got evicted. Why would you say that?
You better get someone to take you outside, you know?
No. Go to Two Boots. Go to Two Boots.
Two Boots is
Two
good.
Boots has the weird pizzas.
They have really weird
The
stuff.
weird pizzas.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get that pizza, go weird.
Might as well go weird.
You might as well go weird. Two
For
Boots.
sure.
Lou Malnati's in Chicago. It's amazing.
Who is your favorite Spider-Man villain?
My favorite. See, I've gotten in trouble for saying this.
Okay.
This doesn't mean I hate them.
Okay.
Spider-Man's worst enemy is Peter Parker. No one can ruin Spider-Man's life the way Peter Parker can, and no one can ruin Peter Parker's life the way Spider-Man can.
It's a very deep answer, but
that's his greatest enemy, because his sense of power and responsibility, his sense of duty, all the problems that, Aunt May needs this, but J. Jonah Jameson needs that, and the Vulture, So it's not that I hate Peter.
Right.
I don't say, I hate Peter. Peter's his worst villain. No, I'm saying he's a total screw up like you and I.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, he's always his own worst enemy.
It's true.
Coming in number 2 before you even get to the Goblin is Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah.
So there's a couple ongoing Fantastic Four series right now. How do you keep all the plot points balanced? Like, how do you create
don't.
You don't.
I'm in the big chair.
That's
you follow me. You follow me.
You take the lead.
I
Everyone
take the lead.
follows.
You follow me.
What's your favorite past Fantastic Four storyline?
Which my favorite? What?
Like Fantastic Four storyline of like days of yore.
Oh man. Well, you have to go with the Coming of Galactus. You have to go with the Galactus trilogy. It's the greatest. Those 4 issues, the Galactus trilogy into This Man, This Monster, are 4 of the greatest comics of all time. Then running a close second, John Byrne, when he did Fantastic Four, did 1 issue from the point of view of Doctor Doom, like a day in the life of Doctor Doom, and you're like, this is awesome.
Who knew?
Yeah, here's Dr. Doom getting up, taking a shower, his servants bringing him breakfast, him walking down the square saying hello to everybody. Everyone like, Doom. You're like, it was the coolest thing. You're like, Doom does have to wake up and brush his teeth. That's awesome.
If Fantastic Four joins the MCU, do you have anyone in mind that you would want them to cast?
Everyone will go, who would you cast as, if this is the MCU, and who would you cast as that?
Yeah.
And when I look at MCU casting, I never would have thought of that person.
Yeah.
Like Chris Evans, he's already been the Human Torch. Why would you make him Captain America? But then like Victoria Alonso, all these people who like cast, they see something inside.
Right.
And then you go, I can never think of anyone else as Captain America now. Like Chris Evans is so good.
So good.
So you say, who do you want to cast? I'm like, whoever Victoria Alonso wants, because they're going to nail it in the way I wasn't thinking. I can't think of a single bad Marvel MCU casting choice.
You're totally right.
Yeah, if you went, like, imagine if it had gone the other way. Like, there are all these rumors of, like, Robert Downey, not Robert Downey Jr., but Tom Cruise.
Right.
That would have been a Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Right. Like a Mission Impossible Iron Man.
Yeah, and that's what we'd all be saying, like, who's your fantasy casting? Tom Cruise.
Right.
But no one would have thought of Robert Downey Jr. And now, oh my God, he's Iron Man.
He is Iron Man.
Yeah.
Totally. If you could give a piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Don't bother learning a foreign language. You will never use it.
Or math.
No. Math you need. You got to count bills.
A little bit of
math. Forget history. By the time you grow up, there'll be Google.
Right.
You can just look everything up. Read more comics. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Floss more. You'll thank me later.
What's the last movie you saw in the theaters?
Oh, you know what I would tell my younger self?
What?
If I could meet my younger self?
Yeah.
They've invented time travel and you can meet your younger self. It's awesome. We have time travel now. Holy crap. That's what my younger self would say.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do this, man?
Right.
Yeah.
What's the last movie you saw in the theaters? Last movie I saw was It.
This is going to sound sad.
Yeah.
Okay. The last movie I saw in the theaters was Spider-Man Far From Home, the extended cut with the extra minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's your dream collaboration?
With another creator?
Sure. Like maybe you want to make like bicycles or something. I don't know. Like it doesn't have to be like a comic book.
Doesn't have to be a comic
It
thing?
could be like maybe you want to make sneakers, that Spider-Man sneakers or something.
I would love to write an episode of Doctor Who.
Ooh.
That would be like a dream.
That would be amazing.
If I could write an episode of Doctor Who.
I think that might be in your future.
I have never written for live action TV. I wrote like an episode of cartoon. I've been like a consulting producer on cartoons.
Yeah.
I've never written live action. I've written like cut scenes for video games, never written live. But damn it, I'd love to write an episode of Doctor Who.
That would be awesome. Name one character you'd love to write about that you haven't yet.
Doctor Who. But
there's a pattern.
There's a pattern. But for Marvel, it would be Moon Knight.
Okay.
I grew up a huge Moon Knight fan as a teenager. I just loved everything Moon Knight. He's the one superhero, the one Marvel character where I own every single appearance.
Wow.
A huge Moon Knight fan, and I've kind of avoided writing Moon Knight. Like I want there to, like, when the day it happens, I'm just gonna go whole hog, and I'm just gonna be like Moon Knight all the time.
What do you have? Actually, we'll do this one first. What was your first job ever?
My first job.
It doesn't have to be in comics.
Is either a camp counselor.
Yeah.
I did that and I got paid.
Yeah.
I was a publications coordinator for my college. But then a late night job, I worked at a Kinko's.
Oh, nice.
I made copies. So when I did that like to help pay bills and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I was in college, and it actually proved very useful because when I became a Marvel college intern, I was the intern who made the best copies. Like, get him to do he knows what he's doing. He can change the toner.
I have no idea how to do that, no.
Boom. I still have my Kinko's badge.
Really?
It's my
amazing.
Stay Humble badge.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Kinko's and make copies?
Right. You're like, get it together, Dan.
No. Write some more comics. Be better.
And then finally, the last question. So I heard there's a little announcement last night at the Harveys about a new Iron Man series.
Oh my God!
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. We've been slow building to this. We've been building it from day one. Anyone who's read the old Tom DeFalco, Herb Trimpe, Barry Windsor-Smith Machine Man miniseries from the 80s knows that in the year 2020, Iron Man will be a man named Arno Stark. And we have been seeding into the Tony Stark Iron Man book from day one. Arno, Sunset Bane, Machine Man, Jocasta, all the characters you would need for the world of 2020. Everything has just been a slow burn. End of December, our last issue of Tony Stark Iron Man. First issue after the ball drops. It's Iron Man 2020. 2020 isn't the future. 2020 is now. This is 2020. Now. It is Arno Stark is Iron Man. What is going on? The robots are rebelling. Only one man can save us. And Machine Man is that robot rebelling terrorist. Oh my God. What? You've seen all those films from Boston Dynamics where the robots are running around and doing parkour and you just keep thinking they are going to kill us.
Yeah, it's not good.
2020.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah.
All right, there you guys have it. That's 20 questions with Dan Slott. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out his work on comiXology. And thanks for coming by today.
Thanks for having me.